Hi guys, welcome to my AP Bio Nature documentary. Okay, so first up we have an earthworm. It's a eukaryotic species. Earthworms are part of the Animalia kingdom. Its phylum is the Annelida, its class is the Clitellata, its order is the Opisthophora, its family is the Lumbricidae, its genus is the Lumbricus, and finally its species is the Lumbricus terrestrius. The earthworm's typical environment is underground or in moist areas such as under a rock in the mud, like where we found this guy. To live in this type of environment, the earthworm has a streamlined shape to their bodies that allows them to burrow through soil. They have no skeletons or other rigid structures to interfere with this type of movement necessary for burrowing. The earthworm's body is divided into segments that are clearly visible in this video. These segments on the worm are lined with tiny bristles that help the earthworm grip the soil as it moves. Just as well, many earthworms secrete a mucus that helps them to move more easily through the soil. Not only does this fluid help the earthworm glide more easily through its environment, this fluid can also form into a cement-like substance that can line the burrows they make to help keep the walls from collapsing. These adaptations could have derived from past earthworms that struggled moving in their environments, thus dying off or being preyed on since they are easier targets than worms with good mobility. Earthworms cannot see or hear, but they are sensitive to vibrations. When earthworms feel vibrations, its typical behavior is to move to the surface. It is thought by scientists that they do this since the worms believe they are being hunted by moles, thus increasing its fitness since theoretically it would be escaping the moles. Earthworms live anywhere there is moist soil and dead plant material, which is most abundant in rainy foresty areas. Their role in their habitat is to decompose, meaning earthworms will feast on organic matter in its environment. It is important to remember that deforestation has a large impact on earthworms. Their environment is being limited as well as the resources that the earthworms feast on. Okay, so up next we have a white-tailed deer. It's a eukaryotic species. It's a part of the Animalia kingdom. Its phylum is Chordata, its class is Mammalia, its order is Artiodactyla, its family is Cervidae, its genus is Odocoileus, and finally its species is Odocoileus virgininus. White-tailed deer are most commonly found in areas like ours that are woodsy and forested. They have long legs, strong muscles and ligaments, adaptations that help them sprint and jump extremely well. You can also see here this young buck using his powerful legs to jump up and reach for a branch of food. In terms of running though, when running from predators, deer are nimble and able to jump over obstacles that their predators may have a harder time avoiding. Past weaker deer, who were maybe not as skilled in the running and jumping department, would be more likely to be captured and killed, a possible explanation for the deer's current strength. Although viewed as the epitome of prey, not all of white-tailed deer's adaptations are designed for flight. They have sharp hooves, meaning they can rear up and use their hooves as weapons, killing foes. Past deer, who did not have these sharp hooves, would have had more difficulty fending off predators, evidently being killed, leaving only the sharp-hooved deer. A behavior unique to the white-tailed deer is known as flagging. As seen here, the deer will raise its tail vertically, exposing the white fur of its tail and backside to alert others in its herd of danger. You can see the deer, previously cautiously sitting, is now more alert and standing, ready to leave. Note that it also may wag its tail from side to side while flagging. This action increases the general fitness of the population since the deer are helping its species continue to survive and stay out of the way of danger. Unfortunately, a lot of habitats that deer depend on are being destroyed due to human development and resource harvesting. As mentioned before, deer play a crucial role in the ecosystem as they are a food source for large predators, meaning it is essential to preserve their habitat. Last but not least, we have a redback salamander. It's a eukaryotic organism. Its kingdom is Animalia, its phylum is Chordata, its class is Amphibia, its order is Urodela, its family is Plethodontidae, its genus is Plethodon, and finally its species is Plethodon cinereus. Although they prefer moist forests, especially forested rocky hillsides, redback salamanders are able to be found wherever a small patch of woodland remains. Due to their lack of lungs, eastern redback salamanders need to live in damp or moist habitats in order to breathe through their skin. They are often found under logs, leaf litter, and burrows of deciduous forests. If not in a moist environment, the redback would not be able to breathe, which is why it can be assumed that any redbacks in the past would have died if they tried exploring outside its typical environment. Based off of this video, the name redback salamander might seem misleading. It is not pictured in this video, but the redback salamander occurs in two color phases, not one, striped redback and unstriped leadback. The redback phase has a reddish stripe that runs down its back to the base of the head to the tail. This is the most common of the two types. Here, we see the salamander in the leadback phase, which is uniformly dark gray to black. It is believed the color red variation is to mimic the red eft, which is another species of salamander that has toxic skin excretions which discourage predation. It can be assumed that the redback phase salamanders would be preyed on less in the past, thus leaving more redback salamanders than the dark ones. We just got lucky enough to see the less common version. Redback salamanders have the ability to drop all or part of their tail if under an attack from a predator and can grow a new one afterward, a self-defense mechanism in order to distract its predators that increases its fitness. Redback salamanders play an important biological role in both providing food for their predators as well as consuming large numbers of invertebrates. Although not endangered yet, redback salamanders could be affected by high levels of acid in the soil caused by human-induced factors like acid rain.